I'm Vina, and I've had a near death experience, and I have experienced what many would call the other side. But I'd like to kind of clarify that for a lot of people. It's not really the other side, okay? Believe it or not, the spiritual realm comprises all realms, okay? It's not separate from this so called earthly realm that we're experiencing now, this 3D realm. The spiritual realm comprises everything, all existence, all dimensions, everything. Okay, so what we are experiencing is basically a part of the spiritual realm in a condensed, heavy form. Okay? So we cannot ever be separated from the spiritual realm any more than a drop of water in the ocean can be separated from the ocean. Okay? It just can't be. It's part of it. Tiny part, but it's part of it. We are a tiny part of the spiritual realm, yet we are truly a sliver of our soul. Okay, the soul is the part that is always connected to, always consciously connected to that infinite zone. Okay, I call it the zone of the absolute. Okay, and we are just a spiritual child or offshoot or piece of the huge soul pie. Okay? So imagine this here. This is a prism, cube, whatever you want to call it. And I love it. I when I saw this, I had to get it because it is so indicative of our existence, not just in this form, but in totality. So if you can imagine your soul as being this entire cube, right? Okay. And if you notice, this cube has many, many, many different parts to it, right? Or you can see many different facets of this cube, right? So imagine this earthly existence being this little part, this little square part right here, okay? And that's what you're living right now, okay? You're never separate from your entire soul. You're just living out this little part right here, okay? And so it is with our soul being connected to the all right? The soul is a part of the all, never separate from it. So when people say the other side, it's not really the other side, it's just a condensed side of the overall. All right. And during my experience, I truly became aware of what I've just told you, but I experienced it in real time. I was a part of everything. Okay. And more. Okay. And never once did I lose myself. My true identity, as a matter of fact, it was expanded, it was magnified. I understood and connected with the totality of my existence. And that's another thing I want to dispel is the myth that we lose ourselves. We don't ever. You cannot. It's impossible. Your soul matter, your soul essence, okay, is a part right now of that absolute zone the zone of the absolute, the infinity, the source. Okay? And so it right now is not lost. Okay? It it doesn't get lost in the sea of allness. Okay? It's magnified. Okay? And it is completely melded into infinity, but as its own individual spark. Okay? And you can experience the totality of allness as that individual spark. And so that is what happened to me during my near death experience. Um, and getting back to this prism, okay, and the different facets inside of it, this cube, which I, like I said, I just love. This is also indicative of all the different infinite existences, dimensions, parts of the spiritual realm. Okay, some we're aware of now, some we're not. Most we're not. Okay, but it's still there. It's still existing. It's still real. It's still going on. Okay, we're this part is just not aware of this part over here, right? But it doesn't make it any less real or any less in existence. Okay, so anyway, I just kind of wanted to clarify that for a lot of people because a lot of people have written me about, number one, do we lose ourselves, um, when we pass over into that realm? Or do we lose the the you of you, the I of I, the me of me? No, 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 no. It's impossible to. And also they, want to know, like, is there a separation? No, there's no separation. Absolutely not. And like I explained earlier, we're just experiencing a small sliver of the overall. We're just aware of a small section of our overall existence, of overall life, um, the absolute. We're just aware. Doesn't make the other part non existent, just that what we're focused on now, what only we can see. Okay? And so I explain all this. I did write about my experience. I've got two books, My Near Death Experience from A to Z, and also The Spiral of Love. And I get into not only what I experienced on my near death experience, because a lot of it was amazing and fantastic and kind of reads like a fantasy, but it was very real. And I delve into all that, plus a lot of the truths that I learned. Um, and I explain a lot about existence. All right, so if you're interested, you can check out my books. I've got their titles in the description. Um, but I hope you have a clearer understanding of how you're never separate from the spiritual world, that zone of the absolute, divine love, etc. Never separate from it. You're an intricate part of it. All right? So take care.